The Ministorum Priest, a staple in the culture of the Imperium, is a person of the faith of the Emperor. These often pious and zealous characters are members of the Adeptus Ministorum, an overarching organisation that governs the Imperium of Man with a religious fist of absolution. Priests can come from all backgrounds of life and study and focus on a wide variety of different schools of thought, providing that they all come under the purpose for furthering the cause for the God Emperor of mankind. Some choose to follow the Adeptus Sororitas into battle, singing powerful and inspiring hymns. Others act as diplomats and pilgrims, spreading the holy word or rooting out corruption, burning it wherever they find it. There are priests, preachers, and missionaries in the law and codices specifically, but so far, in Wrath and Glory, the priest successfully encompasses all three. The archetype ability of the Ministorum Priest is called Fiery Invective. Fiery Invective heals 1d3 plus your rank of shock to allies with the Imperium keyword as a free action once per combat. This is pretty damn good to have as a healing mechanic, and something that shouldn't go forgotten about. You also get the basic kit, a las pistol, Rosarius, and a knife, as well as the classic staple, the chainsword. A lot of priests like to get up and deadly with their chainsword, but another main staple is the flamer or flame pistol to really burn those heretics from existence. A missionary kit contains the bits and bobs needed by the priest to spread the word of the Emperor and also contains their sacred texts. More importantly, you get a Rosarius. This handy little doodad is a symbol of office and gives the wearer an armour rating of 4 as well as a power field. This is a very rare piece of equipment to start with. It also has the invulnerable trait, meaning that armour penetration does not affect your resilience, and on top of that it has the power field trait, meaning you can roll determination against mortal wounds, which normally is not allowed. Building and playing a Ministorum Priest can be pretty varied depending on your character. You could lean towards a melee build, because after all, you've been given the means to get in close and even take a hit or two, but old school style is always the flamer. It's entirely open to you. As for items, a couple that stick out to me as signature priest items are from the Forsaken System Player's Guide. The first is that Purity Seal, which helps you against corruption tests, and the second is the Simulacrum Imperialis, traditionally an Adeptus Sororitas item from their codex, but available to you as well. This banner of sorts has bones of saints and iconography adorned to it, and can be wielded to apply a +2 bonus dice for resisting corruptions to any members of the Imperium within 15 feet. Otherwise, like I said before, it's up to you and how your character plays and how you wish to equip them. There are plenty of great models for priests, some of which are out of production and therefore harder to come by, but thankfully there's still a few in production and have a ton of character. Because the priest archetype encompasses preachers and missionaries as well, these models are perfectly viable for use. Pious Vaughn from the Black Fortress box set is one such model. She's an Adeptus Sororitas preacher model, and boy does she look ready to toast some heretics. A unique weapon represents both a chainsword and a flamer, and is perfect for a sister-based priest. If you're looking for something a bit more bishop-based, then Thaddeus the Purifier, also from Blackstone, is your model. This model has what could be represented as a shot maul and a bolt pistol. Priest Kirinov, who unfortunately is out of production, is a similar model seen here, who looks amazing. There's also a missionary and preacher model. The first is the model counterpart for the official artwork, sporting his book on a stick, and the second is holding a chainsword and presenting an icon. Both of these models are currently in production. Then there's the amazing miniature of Araya Jacobus, full of character and brandishing a shotgun and a chainsword. Unfortunately, this one is out of production, but it is something to find for your collection. There's also a few models seen here that are pretty rare to come by, and these were originally from the Grey Knight's Demon Hunter retinue. These models are super characterful. There really are tons of models to choose from, and I'd be super surprised if there wasn't one out there for you. Inquisitor Locke from Forge World has an accompanying model as part of his retinue that would make an excellent looking priest, and so does Inquisitor Rex and his retinue, with the 2 colourful and hooded followers. Then there's the Caldor range from Necromunda. These guys are absolutely the fanatical bunch you'd want to have to represent a priest who is slightly madder and more zealous than reserved and pious. Plus, they would fit in excellently in a Hive World campaign. And finally, the Redemptionist range from Necromunda. These guys are the ultimate fanatics and absolutely look stunning. As a priest of the Ministorum, you'll fit quite nicely above the general riffraff of society and the average guardsman, to parallel that of canonesses and commissars. That's not to say that you can order them about, merely act as an opinion leader when it comes to making choices for the sake of mankind. But following the codices, you may only rank as a preacher or missionary. This makes this archetype quite dynamic in terms of where you sit in the hierarchy of the Imperium, and you could represent one of these in order to begin at a more base level ranking. You could be on a holy pilgrimage, or simply spreading the word. You could be an advisor to a more high ranked of your group, or even just tagging along to ensure the people you have found yourself with are acting in accordance to the holy teachings. Whatever your purpose for joining the group, your faith and holy zeal will be unmatched. Corruption is your antithesis, and you will not stand by to let it fester in any form, and your job is to question everything untoward. You could be reserved, or equally, a stark raving lunatic. I'd suggest reading up on the Ecclesiarchy of Enoch section from the Forsaken System Player's Guide for further information if you want a starting point for a priest hailing from the Gilead system.